Oh, hello again. So today, we're talking about Kyer. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. Kyer, Cayer, whatever. But I've got a couple tripods from them. They've been doing a great job. For the price point on these things, couldn't ask for better features. So, this is the first tripod that I got from them. This is an aluminum tripod. It has some solid feet. They rotate. Pretty cool. They extend. Lovely. Has a spreader. When you're putting heavier loads on this tripod, it's going to be more solid. It's going to actually hold that stuff up. It's not going to drop all of a sudden, which is not good to have happen. Towards the top, you can see that has this thing in here. This little knob controls the bowl head. No matter where you set this thing down, as long as your feet are relatively within the range of being flat, you can use this setup to stick the landing. There's a little tiny, I'll show you in a second. I'll show you some details on this thing in a minute. But basically, it's got the ball head mount, which allows you to level your camera in just about any situation, which is really nice. The legs are individually adjustable, so like all that stuff works great. It comes with a Manfrotto mount. I think that's what it's called. It's the forward sliding quick mount. I've been using this one for probably 6 months now, and it's been serving me great. I have an FS5, which is a medium-sized camcorder, 2 Sony mirrorless cameras. They all work great on this. Anything that's a little bit heavier, I feel like would still work on this. Wouldn't necessarily be the greatest setup, but having anything that's around 10, 15 pounds is going to be totally fine. I've had monitors set up on these things. I've had all kinds of different setups. And I like the aluminum one because it is a little bit more sturdy. The weight of the aluminum actually adds to the base and gives you sort of a sturdier point of control. One thing that I like to do with these is turn this up, lock that down, unscrew these heads. These are, I think, the K3 fluid head or something. But yeah, these fluid heads are great. There's very little snapback when you pan, which is nice. So even when you have a longer lens, it's hard to tell. Sometimes tripods, when you twist, they'll do a little bit of a ooh and come back when you let them go. This one, typically you twist and it stays right where it goes, which is ideal. And that's one of those features I think that is in a higher end tripod. You would expect to see it. So it's nice to have it in this model right here. This head, meanwhile, is a 3/8 inch. You can obviously adapt that to quarter. You can do all kinds of stuff. This gives you a really nice platform for things like light jibs. I have a Kneeward jib, which works fantastic on this. I'll put my FS5 and even a Vid Pro 3-axis motorized head on it, and it all works fine. So it's nice to have just a solid base like this that you can use, especially for heavier implementation. I would say the aluminum is better for heavy loads. It gives you a little bit of extra stability there. For those of you that are looking for lighter and faster workflow type stuff, Kyer has you covered. In their red tripod bag comes the carbon fiber version. This boy has some slightly different features. There's feet on this thing, which are pretty cool because they can easily pop off, and then you have spikes on the bottom. These things, they just pop right back on. It's a little rubber gasket, and then a little L foot there. And the nice part about these is you can just set them down on the ground and they'll flatten out. They are a little bit, I think, a little bit more stable than the old versions with the cups. but I do like the option to switch to spikes on this. The legs, obviously, as you can see, are carbon fiber. So that means this tripod is a little bit lighter, quite a bit lighter actually. It's a decent difference between this and the other one, even though they're basically the same tripod. Comes with the same K3 head, nice fluid features. Comes back just like a tiny little it's like that much. The thing is, under load, that's going to be virtually gone. And second, that's a tiny, tiny little bit. There are other tripods that you'll turn like this and then they go, ooh, and like seriously move. So you got to be careful when looking at what fluid heads like that, especially some of the less expensive models. This one, I think, is in a perfect range where you get nice professional features like the quick plate, the fluid head, the bowl adapter, the legs that you can put 3/4 inch stuff on. This also does the same thing. You just lock that down and spin it. Boom, comes right off. And then you got a nice 3/8 inch platform. And also pan heads. So like if you have a slider, you can put a pan head on top of the slider now. And you got dope. We're going to talk about sliders soon, by the way. So yeah, I'm a big fan of these tripods. I'll put these heads back on really quick. Tripods everywhere. Tripods. So, in conclusion, Kyer makes some great video tripods. Definitely check their stuff out. Worth looking at if you're in the market for tripods of any kind. I use these on documentaries, on music video shoots, on short film sets, on all kinds of situations, and they've done some great work for me so far. So definitely recommend them. We'll be talking about some other stuff soon. We've got some GVM and Kyer lights that we want to check out. We have GVM and Kyer sliders that we're going to do a little shootout with. All kinds of stuff coming up. Actually, we're even going to do a motorized mountain board. So that'll be fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll come back soon and watch some more reviews. Peace.